Hey everyone, welcome back to Dr. Polyglot's English podcast, where we just talk, real everyday conversations, and your English gets better and better along the way. I'm your host, and today I have such a great guest with me. Steve, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, we're so glad you came. So, how are you doing today? How's your day been so far?
Honestly, it's been really good. I stepped outside this morning and it was just perfect out there. You know those days where the weather's just right and you stop for a second before getting in your car?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. And you already brought up weather, which is exactly what we're talking about today. Perfect timing, Steve.
It's hard not to think about it. Weather kind of sets the whole mood for your day, doesn't it?
It really does. And I think people underestimate weather as a topic. People say it's just small talk, but I actually think it's pretty personal. It says a lot about who you are.
Right, exactly. It really is personal.
So let's get into it. What is your favorite kind of weather, Steve? If you could just pick your perfect day, what does it look like?
Oh, that's easy for me. I am a fall weather person through and through. Give me mid-October, maybe 55, 60 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, the leaves are changing color,
I see.
and ideally there's a little bit of cloud cover. Not totally overcast, but enough so the sun isn't just beating down on you. That is my perfect day. That's the one.
I love that. That sounds so cozy. I'm actually kind of similar. I love that crisp, cool air. But if I'm honest, I have a real soft spot for rainy days.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like not a crazy storm, just a steady, gentle rain where you can hear it hitting the windows and everything outside looks a little gray. I find it so cozy. It gives you permission to stay inside and do absolutely nothing, and nobody can judge you for it.
That's such a great way to put it. Permission to do nothing. I think I can get behind that.
Right? The rain is basically doing you a favor.
Exactly. Although I will say, I'm not a huge fan of what comes after a rainy day. When everything is just muddy and wet and your shoes get soaked the second you step outside.
Oh, don't remind me. Yeah, there's definitely a downside. Wet socks are basically a form of torture.
They really are. But the rain itself, yeah, I can appreciate that.
Okay, something I've been thinking about. Do you think the weather you love is connected to where you grew up? Like your brain just goes, I know this feeling, I'm safe.
You know, that's a really interesting point. I grew up in the Midwest where fall was always this big, celebrated season. Football games, apple cider, the whole aesthetic. So yeah, I think there's definitely something to that.
That makes total sense.
What about you? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Florida, so my relationship with weather is a little complicated.
Oh, wow, Florida. So you had, what, sunshine basically all the time?
Sunshine, humidity that you could basically swim through, and this is the big one, hurricanes.
Oh man, yeah. That's a whole different category of weather experience.
It really is. I have this vivid memory from when I was maybe 4 or 5. A big hurricane was coming, and my parents were just glued to the TV watching weather reports. And they had this look on their faces. You know how kids notice when adults are worried and trying to hide it?
Yeah, for sure. You always know.
Exactly. And I didn't fully understand what was happening, but I could feel the tension. My dad had spent the whole day boarding up the windows with plywood. I just remember hearing the hammer all afternoon. And my mom had packed an emergency bag with important documents and water.
Wow. Even just hearing you describe it, I can feel how tense that must have been.
And then the storm hit at night, which was the scariest part because it was dark. The wind, I can't really describe hurricane force wind unless you've actually heard it.
It's this deep, howling roar that just doesn't stop. It goes on and on without any break.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
I was absolutely terrified. I crawled into my parents' bed. I thought I was way too old for that, but I just needed to be near them. The power was out, so all we had were flashlights. And at some point in the night, something hit the roof, and the entire house just shook.
Oh my gosh.
My parents just held their breath. Nobody said anything. Then morning came. Do you know what it's like after a hurricane passes? It's completely silent, eerily silent. The sky turns this strange, washed-out blue, and you go outside and there are trees down everywhere. It just looks like a completely different world.
That image gives me chills. After all that chaos, just silence.
Exactly. That silence felt louder than the storm, honestly. And for years after, even just a regular thunderstorm would make me really tense, heart going faster, wanting to check if we had enough water in the house.
That completely makes sense. A scary experience like that, especially as a kid, it just stays with you. Your body remembers it, even when your brain tries to move on.
It really does. Okay, enough of my childhood trauma. What about you? You mentioned growing up in the Midwest. Have you had any serious weather experiences yourself?
Yeah, mine is snow-related actually, which is why, as much as I love fall weather, I have a very complicated relationship with heavy snow.
Oh, really? Tell me everything.
Okay, so this was maybe 15 years ago. I was 18 and going to college in Chicago. And if you don't know, Chicago takes a lot of pride in being tough about winter. Chicagoans will actually brag about how cold it gets. It's almost a competition.
Right. That Midwestern toughness.
Exactly. So I was supposed to drive home for the holidays the day before Christmas Eve, and the forecast was calling for some snow. Nothing too serious, a few inches maybe. Famous last words.
Uh-oh, I already don't like where this is going.
So I get on the highway, and at first it's completely fine, just light snow. But within about 45 minutes, it went from light snow to a full-on blizzard. The visibility dropped to almost nothing. I could barely make out the car right in front of me.
Oh, wow, that must have happened so fast.
So fast, and the wind was incredible. The car was actually shaking side to side. I was gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles went completely white, and I had slowed down to maybe 15 miles an hour on a highway, which just feels absolutely insane.
That sounds so scary. Were you alone in the car?
Completely alone, which I think made it so much worse. There was no one to say, okay, it's going to be fine. Eventually, I pulled over because it was just too dangerous to keep going. But pulling over on a highway in a blizzard is its own terrifying thing. You don't know if other cars can even see you.
Right, of course. You're basically invisible.
Exactly. So I just sat there with the engine running and the heat on, watching the snow pile up on the windshield. And I called my mom because, of course, you call your mom in a crisis, and she immediately started panicking, which did not help.
Oh, that is so real. You call for comfort and instead you get double the panic.
Exactly. I ended up having to calm her down while I was the one stranded in a blizzard. I sat there for about 2 hours before the highway was even passable again. And then a snowplow finally came through. I'm telling you, that was the most beautiful sight I had ever seen.
Oh, I can imagine. That snowplow must have looked like an actual angel coming to save you.
Honestly, I think I cheered out loud. Just me, alone in the car, yelling at road equipment. And I made it home eventually, like 4 hours later than planned. But ever since that trip, I've just lost my love for big snowstorms. A light dusting, fine, it's pretty. But the second it really starts coming down hard, I am done.
That completely makes sense. It's so funny how one experience can just totally rewrite how you feel about something. Like, before that, were you one of those people who actually loved snow?
I was. I genuinely loved it. Snow days as a kid were basically the greatest thing that could happen. No school, you'd go sledding all day, come home and have hot chocolate, and I think that blizzard just completely overwrote all of it.
Overrode it. Yes, that's exactly the right word. Like your brain just took all those happy snow memories and put a big red stamp over them that said danger.
That is exactly it. My nervous system has made a decision, and I'm simply not allowed to appeal it.
I love that. No appeals allowed. I feel the exact same way about hurricanes. Like the moment the wind picks up a little more than usual, some part of my brain goes, nope, we remember what that was. We are not doing that again.
Right? Some experiences just leave a permanent mark. And honestly, I think it makes you more respectful of nature. You stop seeing extreme weather as something that happens to other people on the news.
Oh, that is such a good point. It becomes very real very fast. Like the news reports show you numbers, wind speed, inches of snow, but until you've actually been in it, those numbers don't really mean anything, do they?
Not at all. You need to feel the car shaking or hear that wind to really understand it. No weather forecast can prepare you for that.
Totally. And I think that's what makes weather such a great conversation topic. Everyone has a story. Everyone's been caught in the rain without an umbrella, stuck inside during a storm, or had a moment where the weather just changed everything about their day.
100%. It's one of those universal human experiences, no matter where you're from.
Okay, we could keep talking about this for hours, but we should start wrapping up. Steve, this has been such a fun conversation. I loved hearing about the blizzard. I was genuinely nervous for you, even knowing you made it out fine.
Thank you. It was fun to talk about it now that I'm safely indoors. And your hurricane story, I'm going to be thinking about that silence after the storm for a while. That really got me.
Yes, best place to discuss terrible weather, indoors, comfortable, totally safe. That's the only way to do it.
100%. This was really great. Thanks so much for having me.
Steve, thank you so much for coming on. It was truly a pleasure. And to everyone listening, thank you for spending time with us here at Dr. Polyglot's English Podcast. We'll be back soon with more conversations. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.